boy Mills from Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the Fighters and Trainers channel, and most importantly, the People's channel. Make sure you guys go out your way, hit that like button, double tap the screen if you are on mobile devices. Let's get this thing rolling, man. This is our second show here, and we got special guests here, Mickey Bay. What's going on, Mick? What is going on? What's new with you, man?
Oh man, just living.
I see you always working out, so I always have to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always try to do something just to say I'm always work out to forever. So yeah, I'm always
You sparring still?
what you say.
You still sparring and everything too?
Now I ain't sparring in a minute. Look, I ain't sparred since man in a minute, probably since
Nah.
August or something like that. I can though. I probably will next week or something.
Okay. Okay. Are you trying to get yourself into something, or you
Yeah,
waiting for the next thing for Devin?
yeah. I got a little goal, but I got to see. Maybe I could squeeze something in before Devin fight. I got to see what's going on with him first.
Right.
Yeah,
He's a busy active fighter.
yup. So yeah, I got to just see what the schedule is.
Right. Right. Um, we'll get into a little bit of that as well because I've been hearing, that, you know, Bill Haney, is he put on his story, talking about Sean Gibson, Manny Pacquiao's trainer. And he was making a phone call to him and damn, imagine training against, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, at least we know that's somebody that that'll fight. Like I mean, I thought he beat Barios, so I wish he'd have had the belt. It could have been a unification, but either way, Manny's a legend. So yeah, that'd be fun. One thing we know is Manny will fight anybody, so he definitely a fight. So I mean, that's a good move to me.
Is it the perfect time? Obviously because he's faced the WBC champion, current champion right now, and did so well. I mean, like you said, a lot of people like myself believe Manny won. So do you feel like this is the time to do it?
Yeah, I didn't even think of it like that, but yup, I think more so, yeah, definitely, yup. Since Ryan and them got to fight coming up next month. I'm hoping Ryan,
Mhm.
we can get back at him, but get him back up in there. But yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, I think that make a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. It's like an alternative, right? Like if Ryan doesn't, if Ryan has an upset, let's just go with Manny to make sure it looks good. It's still a uphill, because obviously it's a great name on the resume. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. Anytime you could get a dude like Manny, other than Floyd, he the biggest name fighter in the past 40 years. So yeah,
Yeah,
and then he could still fight. So you want to get him now while we don't know how many more years he gonna be this, good. So he just proved that he still got it. So it was recent. So I'm sure he still got a year in him. So at the least. So yeah, we love to fight him.
tell me, looking at what we just seen with him, did he obviously looks superior to Barrios. Barrios didn't look the greatest himself. Looked like he was like, trigger shy. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to like, step on the gas at times. But then also what I seen in Manny was a couple steps back. Like it looked like, it wasn't it looked like a slower Manny. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this the
But
thing.
still enough to get the job.
The
Well,
last time he fought though.
doesn't he take like every 3 years he just comes back?
So that was
The rust is what you're saying.
so for him to have that long off, that was exceptional. Even if you a young guy, it's gonna be hard taking that many years off. Like I know that, but not but hey, Barrios probably felt something. That's what it was. That power don't go nowhere.
Last to leave.
Yeah, so even if Manny still got 80%, 75% of his skills and speed, that power don't go nowhere. And then your brain enhanced. Like, I know that just from being a little older myself. You get smarter, you get way smarter. So But Manny just one of them dudes is different. He could still do it.
It's like it's a crossover fight too for Devin. At the end of the day, like when it comes down to the Philippines, they got a huge fan base over there too. I noticed that, and I guess every time Manny goes to Vegas, they follow. I haven't been to a Manny Pacquiao fight.
Oh, they got a big community here in Vegas too. Yeah, just
Yeah.
between LA and Vegas, they got plenty. Like I got plenty friends from Philippines. I know a lot of people from there here.
Yeah, because my friend, he said he went to the Keith Thurman and Manny, and he said that there was just so many people from the Philippines that
Oh,
showed up.
oh yeah, hands down, that'd be a good fight for Vegas, yup.
But in the same time, you'll have guys like HLD. Thank you for the two piece saying things like this. Devin Haney's going back to a fighting an old wash fighter.
I mean,
So, do you feel like that is the case as well, or
nah, we can't say he washed till he washed. He ain't show that. He should be the champion. He ain't lose. They call it a draw. But me and you both saying we thought Manny won. So when he washed, he washed. Like nowadays, I mean, we got the pound for pound champion is what 40, 41 Usyk since Terrence retired. Terrence was pushing 40. Now it's a difference nowadays. You could say that back in the day, but now it's like most of the pound for pound is damn near 35 plus right now, at least.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's different. You gotta look at the individual. Like, nah, Manny was already, if he showed that already, then we wouldn't even want to see it. But he just
right,
got that. So we not saying Barrios wash. He just that's who Ryan fighting for the title. So if Barrios ain't washed, then Manny ain't washed.
mm, mm,
Hey, people gonna say that, but I mean he so is Barrios washed then.
mm. Yeah, I mean, what
Or he
Usyk 39?
he beat Keith Thurman shit. What his last fight? Manny beat Keith Thurman some years ago, a few years ago.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
First loss.
Yep. And then loses to Ugas and doesn't get the Errol Spence fight.
Yeah, and then dude Barrios beat Ugas.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, that yeah, he of course he ain't in his prime, but I'm saying Manny is Manny. At the end of the day, he'll still beat 90+% of fighters easy. Like he just proved it. If he ain't proven, then we wouldn't even look his. I'm sure they wouldn't even look his way. He should have a belt. But no, it's a good fight. Like anytime you get a chance to fight Manny, that's huge.
And it seems like Manny at this point he just wants to always fight the best no matter what. It
Yeah,
just seems like
that's why I always respected Manny. I'm sure he ain't gonna hesitate in fighting Devin if it's gonna be up to his people what advice they give him. But I mean, it makes sense, like you said, it's a crossover fight. It's a changing of the guards.
and Manny's 47.
Yeah, I think. Yup, yup.
Wow.
So really, he should have been the second or third oldest champion ever, behind like I think Bernard, George Foreman, actually winning it because Archie Moore and dudes like that held the titles close to 50, but they already had them. So but yeah, Manny should be up in the top two or three after Bernard. I think won it at 49 or something. So he like a Bernard man, just a boxing, just a legend that know how to still do it.
Yeah. Tell me, looking at what you just seen with Barrios and Manny, and say he looks better, like you said, shaking up some rust, right? Maybe when you're old, maybe when you're older, it's harder to shake up the rust versus when you're younger, trying to shake it off. At the layoff.
Yeah, that layoff gonna play a part no matter what, because he Barrios still is a champion. So for him to jump straight back in against Barrios, everybody thought that he was gonna get stopped in that fight or beat, and we seen what happened. So if it was otherwise, it'd be different. We could say, all right, we don't want to see him up in there, but I mean, I like to fight.
And the guy must have stayed working out, must have stayed thinking boxing because he knew that these times were gonna come. I got a draw with a champion, and it shows that I still got some in the tank. So he must have continued to still work in there in the wild card gym.
Yeah, yeah, nah, he led boxing. I mean, that's a part of his DNA. He been pro since he was what 14, 15. So
Hmm.
just got exceptional people that could do it like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's guys at the like, when it's time to retire and you've done so much in the sport, like, do you feel like they just let go of the gloves? They don't want to be in the gym. I've heard some guys, they say I don't even want to look at the gym because like what boxing has done to them is the good and the bad. But then you got guys like Floyd that they'll retire and always try to keep their, stay in the gym and still working out and stuff.
Yeah,
Nonito Donaire is a different animal. He's a different animal as well. He's a guy that's
yeah,
he wants to fight at the world level even at this age that he's at now.
yeah. That's another one. Yeah, to me, it's the consistency. It's easy to do it. It's easier to do it if you stay close to it. But the thing is, there's no better shape like it. So even if fighters retire like a Floyd, it ain't no feeling in being in some kind of boxing shape. It just help your overall life. You feel a lot better, and it's therapeutic.
Mhm.
So yeah, like yeah, I think it's therapeutic too.
Besides getting punched in the face part.
Yeah, that part. I just mean as far as working out, like some
Working out, training, going through the routines and stuff.
certain dudes wasn't even disciplined as fighters. They don't want to be in the gym. So anyway,
Right, right. We had some fights this week, man. Um, were you able to catch up on what was Super Boxing brought to the table and Dana White? Were you curious at all?
no, I ain't really see it. Wait, which one? That was here in Vegas, right?
Yeah, that was in what is the Apex they call it?
Oh, it was that day? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. No, I ain't get a chance to catch it. I'm gonna do my homework on it though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to because they're running a league out there. You're always in Vegas coaching and stuff like that. You're bound to get some fighters that are gonna want to work with you to be part of more boxing on the regular. You know, is that something that you're interested in as well, or you're more on the factors of trying to focus on fighters that want to participate on trying to get some of these real belts? I don't want to say not real belts, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, it's a business to me, so if it makes sense, but I would like to be in more on the business side though of things. I know that, I know a lot about the game and the business too. So, I know that outside of even training, that's one of my goals too to be in, whether it's, my own company or working with somebody like some guys like that to bring ideas and different, you know, ideas and stuff like that to the table and bringing the right talent to the table. Because to me, a lot of boxing people they don't really know talent like that. A lot of people that's in the game, like matchups, this, that, like, just bringing it back to them. It is good to me because that's just a lot of different outlets, but, they need to, it's some stuff that could be tweaked, in my opinion.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. We got over about to have 100 people on here right now. Only 19 likes. Let's double tap the screens if you're on mobile devices as well. Salute to everybody on the live. Salute to all the subscribers and the members of the channel. Appreciate y'all. What you thought about Saturday's card up in Vegas with Andy Cruz and Morataya for that IBF strap?
Oh, that was a good match, man. That was, yeah. I made sure. Matter of fact, I was gonna go, but I had some people in town, so I didn't end up going. But I got to the house right in time. They was both of them was in the ring right when I got back to the house. So I definitely checked it out because that was one I was looking forward to. It kind of to me was a under the radar fight, not under the radar, but it was a underrated matchup. That was probably one of the best matchups to me um so far this year. That was like a 50-50 dead 50-50 fight. It probably wasn't to critics because they didn't really know Morataya, but I actually had Morataya winning the fight beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what do you felt like? What was the biggest factor that you felt like he was gonna win?
Experience as a pro. Like
You know,
to me, dudes like Cruz, good fighter, talented, and I give him respect for fighting 7 fights. That's one thing I could say about them Cuban. They got a lot of heart. They fight for the title whenever you give them the shot. They gonna step up to the plate. I give him that. But to me, he good, but he more like a professional amateur. Like I knew the dude been around like Robert Garcia. His camp period is like that was kind of one of the reasons why I favored Morataya because I knew that Robert Garcia he been around for a while. And
produces good
fight
talent.
he know how to fight a fighter like that. Like I kind of knew the late rounds was gonna make the difference. Like that was gonna be the difference maker. Like me just seeing, knowing how Robert is and how his gym, all of them fighters kind of be prepared for the whole 12 rounds. And I like Cruz, them Cubans had so many amateur fights that after that 6th round, 8th round, they still good, but it's like more like just trying to cruise and get by versus like it was a difference in them late rounds.
Right, right. Um, you know, looking at the fight, how close did you have it?
Probably like 8-4.
8-4.
Yeah, about 8-4. 7-5, you could put 7-5, like, but 8-4, 7-5. Morataya was a clear winner though. Like it was a good competitive fight, but he clearly won the fight to me though.
You know, y- when you looked at, as far as more to Andy Cruz learning from this experience, what do you think he's gonna get out of it? Obviously, it was only his seventh fight.
Yeah, I think that he definitely gonna learn from it, and then got experience. He even he got experience, and he got a guy. Um, I think he'll learn like that it's different because he probably ain't lost in a minute. If when you think about it, because he won the Olympics, he was dominating the amateurs, but in the pros, Morataya didn't even go to the Olympics, and he just took a L. So it's different. These pros is different. So that's why I don't pay attention to the amateurs. Like, yeah, it help as far as the nerves and having to facing all them styles, but like that don't never make no difference to me what a dude did in the amateurs because of stuff like that. Morataya might not even have been the top amateur. I bet he didn't know who Morataya was before the last year or two. He probably didn't know who he was in the amateurs, and they the same age. But look who won. Because American pro boxing is just different than the rest of the world. No matter who want to admit it or not, like it's different, especially when you add a gym and up under like Robert Garcia, somebody that's authentic when it come to what he do out of that gym is stay system. They got a good little system out that gym.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and people figured, working with Bozy, I know people were saying, maybe they haven't had enough time together. Um, but they would, he would pick up on certain things as far as the pro style faster, you know. But it seemed to me he was, kind of going around in circles a lot. Never wanted to stay dominant, maybe even take the lead in the middle of the ring at all. He was okay to be on the ropes. I mean, my man Rashidi fights like that sometimes too. Like they're real comfortable just moving in a circle and boxing the whole time. Um, do you feel like, it was more of he didn't have enough on his punch? Do you feel like maybe uh I don't know. Do you feel like maybe he should, probably start, changing up little things when it comes down to throwing his punches and sitting down as well?
No, I really think Bozy a good friend of mine. I really think that he still helped Cruz because to be honest, I think it would have been worse if he didn't have if he wasn't in the right gym. Because I still gave him his respect the way he fought. Set 6 fights. you got to start a dude over in the pros. It ain't them amateur fights. It matter a little bit, but so for him to fight him in the seventh fight that well was still cool. But I
He
think
had over 200 fights in the amateurs. Do you feel like he might have been there too long? He is 30 years old.
not too long, but like um he still looked pretty good. Like he did some good stuff in the fight. It just was like you can like as far as like sitting down and all that, I don't think that's his. He just if he had the more he had to sit down, it would have been worse for him. Like, yeah, he could
Right.
have moved as much, but when you done it for hundreds of times, like it's hard to no matter what bowls he teach or whatever, it's, you gonna kind of go back to that. But I think by him being in that gym with somebody like Boots, that I seen how Boots worked myself and he worked hard. So I'm dude probably didn't even know that kind of work exists because the dudes that train here in America for the pros, it train different. So, the Cuban style, they super good. They got the best amateurs in the world. So that 4 rounds, 3, 4 rounds, they on point. They train for that. So now you going 12 rounds, 3 minutes, and you fighting against dudes that's like, like I say, Robert Garcia, he know what he doing. He was a champion himself and he got his own methods. He one of the dudes that I respect out of a lot of the trainers today because he got his own style of training and training his fighters. Like he ain't one of these dudes that's copying and this and that. I respect him as a trainer because he authentic. He got a good fighters and they got a good hard nosed gym. Like that's really why I gave Morataya the edge just because I put all them pieces together. Like damn, dude, he ain't gonna be ready for that. He ain't boxing. He ain't even boxing them kind of dudes. This it's different on the West Coast. We got all the, it's all of the different. You got the Mexicans, this, that. Most dudes lose because they ain't used to that.
Yeah. Yeah. When it came down to like, and do you feel like he's changed his style by any means? I mean, like, or was it that we got to give more credit to Morataya what he was doing? Because it didn't seem like he was trying to take the lead spot as far as the outside foot at all. I feel like he was comfortable, being right in front of Morataya versus trying to, dictate the pace. He had a lot of success with that when it came down to Keyshawn. But what do you think? Do you feel like it was more Ataya, or do you feel like maybe I don't know, he changed up his style a little bit when it came down to sitting back more? I mean, he wasn't too much on the ropes though. He wasn't really on the ropes. What would you say?
Morataya, he fought the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is smart fighter. Like he come to you, but he not a banger, like a reckless banger. So he fight in spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's strong. He looked like he got some size on him. He's strong. He imposed his will, but he didn't do it in a reckless way because Cruz still got skills. He can counter. He was looking for the counters, but Morataya wasn't giving him. He wasn't giving him nothing stupid. Like he wasn't. He fought with intelligence, so he fought a smart fight. Like that was a perfect game plan. And then he's way better shape. You look at him in the corner, he wasn't even breathing. Cruz is
Yeah.
in shape, and Morataya, you could tell that it was they know what to do. I mean, he trained. It's something that Robert know how to beat them kind of guy. I guarantee you in the gym, he like, man, once we do this, man, we gonna break him in them late rounds. He gonna fade. I guarantee you that's what they figure.
Now, listening to Eddie Hearn saying, "Hey, maybe he should go back to 130." I mean, what was your thoughts on that?
Oh,
Eddie Hearn. Eddie
he
Hearn is promoter.
he said that about Cruz.
Yeah.
He was never 130 in the first place.
He said he was like, I think he could make 130.
Nah, that's a promoter talking right there. Like I'm sure he had to sweat to make 135. No,
But
no,
what's the cause of doing something like that as a promoter? That
I
like
don't
knowing that there's more
know.
money at 130 versus no
They don't
135 than 130.
well, they don't really know. I heard that a lot. Like, dudes say I didn't heard them say that about everybody damn near when they. But no, he did a good job. So I don't even think that wasn't even a factor. He still was right there with Morataya. So I think he can come back and win the title and get him a 2, 3 more fights. He can come.
Hmm.
Well, I still see him like probably he definitely one of the top.
Yeah, he got
To me,
skills.
Morataya was just I knew from just seeing him, like, okay, dude, he can fight. But no, Cruz could fight though. He legit. Like he ain't somebody that anybody like. He gonna beat most your like top fighters. He could still beat, but he need more pro experience. Like that amateur stuff is 0-0, damn near. Like, all right, you won Olympics, cool. That's three. That's 3 rounds. Like, I don't nobody really care about that in the pros. Like, so it mattered when it come to transitioning to the pros, but he only had 6 fights, so I do give him respect for coming in there and fighting more tire because a lot of American fighters won't do that. They gonna wait years and years and years and years and fight. So I do. That's one thing I can get them dudes. They step up to the plate.
Tell me, Morataya wants the winner of Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez this week. What do you think about that?
Oh, that'd be a good fight. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. Like I seen that as one of the best fights for Shakur at 135, even before this match. Either one of them, I wouldn't even mind seeing Cruz against Shakur. I don't think neither one to beat him, but just I think that they the right body that you could put in front of him. Like now Tio,
You would wanna you would wanna see Shakur in there with Cruz, not
yeah,
Morataya?
Styles make fights. Yeah, I think he'd beat Cruz, but I would like to see it though. But like not I don't think it'd be smart for Cruz, like as far as like business, because he definitely a lose in my opinion. Like, but because and it'd be a tough fight back to back, maybe after 2 fights or something, 3, 4. But I'm saying out of that weight class, them was the two. If you had to say get Shakur another lightweight to fight, I'd have put Morataya would have been he'd have been the top one that I'd have put in there with Shakur. Like as of right now, Teofimo though, Styles make fights. Like that'll still be a good fight, but I don't see Morataya beating either one of them. But he could fight though. I definitely do like him as a fighter though.
Definitely a new name. I mean, what do you think about Morataya and Floyd Schofield? I mean, they're two champions. That's a unification. I mean, that's if Floyd
You know what?
Schofield.
Schofield
That's
and Cruz would be a good fight.
Schofield and Cruz would be a
Yeah,
good fight.
fight. That'd be a good fight right there. Yeah,
Tell
but
me, what do you think? Who do you think wins that fight?
man, I don't know. He might, little dude got power. What's his name? Schofield kid.
Schofield, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we see what he did with Tevin Farmer, and Tevin almost beat Morataya off of, he almost. But see, this is the difference between the amateur and pros, right? Tevin, I didn't see that whole fight, but he uses experience. See, Cruz don't have Tevin's experience, even though all the amateur fights and the younger, this, that, but see, Tevin got experience, so he knew. So, dude, Cruz need to just gain some experience. He's still a good, real good fighter, but yeah, he need to get some more experience. But that'd be a good fight right there. Him and Schofield, because Schofield's strong, and he the little young lion, like and even Abdullah and Cruz would be a good fight. Yeah, Abdullah,
Abdullah and Cruz.
both of them two against Cruz would be a good fight, um, but yeah, I like to see Cruz just get back in the ring kind of quick. Just get him a couple decent wins. Like, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you a match I will put him in. Him and Zapata.
Mm.
Put him and Zapata together next. That'd be
Y-
good. See if he could.
Yeah,
Yeah, put him and Zapata together.
I think Cruz would take it. What you think?
Yeah, I think he'd beat him, but that them the kind of fights he need to get used to the pros, like that pressure. if he had a couple of them, the fight with Morataya probably would have been different.
Learning experiences.
Yeah, because you gotta feel it. It's a different feeling fighting them kind of dudes that just come. Even though Morataya not a volume puncher like that, but he still know how to impose his will to where he in your face. He thinking, but he in your face. He still. But Cruz he need a couple fights like that. Fight a dude like him, even the other little dude. I don't know if he moved up or what happened to him. What's the guy named that fought Shakur, the Dominican? I think he Dominican.
De Los Santos.
Yeah, somebody get two of them type fights and then go back, and he probably get him a title.
Yeah, that's a nice matchmaking right there too. De Los Santos and Cruz. That's a nice one as well.
I got
Dominican versus Cuba.
I got him winning. I got him beating Zapata and
De Los Santos.
yeah. But them fights that he need, he'll get a lot better if he come out of them two fights. He'll see what it he know what it feel like now from the other day. But him if he get two more of them, he'd be. I think that'd shoot his level up.
Is say if Morataya comes down in weight and fights Shakur. You know what I mean? Just like how Shakur said, if he'll go back down if he can't find a big fight
Yeah,
at another weight class. He because Mordecai said he'll move up, but he'll defend the title and unify with Shakur at 35. Do you feel like that would favor Mordecai or Shakur that because maybe Mordecai is more draining himself to be at that weight versus Shakur, so it would favor Shakur more at 35.
I don't think it matter, but I don't see him
He
beating.
beat him either way.
Great fight.
Shakur beat him.
I would love to see it, but I got Shakur winning though. Styles make fight. You can't really, unless you just a master, top boxer, you can't really, I ain't gonna give it away, but no, I don't see him. But that's the number one fight I would pick for Shakur at 135. It'd be him. Yeah,
Mm,
all right, yeah, that's a good fight.
yeah, no, for sure. Um, yeah, and what I thought was, say if Mordecai, can't get those fights, you know, exercise your mandatory and fight Richardson Hitchens and be because he's the IBF champion. I mean, do you feel like that's a better matchmaking
Oh,
right there?
up and fighting him.
Yeah,
Oh, Morataya and Hitchinson.
because rumor has it that Morataya was gonna move up regardless.
Oh yeah. He do look kind of big, like yeah. So yeah, if he go up and then maybe do Cruz fight again for the vacant title. I like, yeah, I like that fight, Hitchens versus Moratai. Yeah, matter of fact, I would like to see that. That'd be a good one right there.
Yeah, it seems like Morataya is a real player.
Yeah, he is. No, I knew. Yeah, no, I put something on it. I posted my ticket up that I bet.
Also, then you won some money then.
Yeah.
That's good.
Experience. Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bet on Moratai.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna be interesting how the divisions all lay out. While all the champions are starting to fight and stuff like that. But then you know, we haven't forgot this too, right? Keyshawn Davis goes into the locker room to Mordecai and wishes him like luck. Obviously, he throws another video out there with a belt saying that he got whooped or whatever, right? But that's another fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis and Mordecai. That they were talks of that before.
Nah, yeah. That you know what it was, cause I wanted to see that 135. Yeah, cause I peeped dude and I like his little skills. Moratai, he could punch,
Hmm.
he's a smart fighter. Like he could fight. Nah, dang, I ain't that was one I wanted to see down there too, was those two. Matter of fact, yeah, I like to see them mix it up. Yeah, him, Hitchens, you throw Gary in the mix, you throw Shakur in the mix. I know Shakur and Keyshawn ain't gonna fight, but I'm saying all them names right
But
there.
now the names are all at 40. So
Yeah, and then let Abdullah and Cruz and all them Kid Austin and all them dudes down there, yeah, they could fight each other.
right, or move up. when that time comes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure they young, so they'd be up there probably, in the near future. But then them dudes young though, so I just want to see them guys like that. They get like the De Los Santoses and the, you know, they kind of move their way up the ranks. Abdullah, he still got a lot of time, but get him a couple defenses in.
So tell me, do you feel like Schofield and Abdullah Mason's gonna be a big fight down the line? I mean,
Yeah, huge. I will wait. It ain't ready yet. It's good to the fans, like, but I will wait though. Let them. They probably end up fighting
so
maybe.
at 40.
Yeah, maybe like in 4 years. I would love to see it now just as a fan, but it makes sense. It makes sense for them to wait, as far as like if you look in business and fighting, but fighting wise, I love to see it in 2 months.
Hmm.
But if they both keep winning, which it look like they will, they can do something even bigger. They could be like the next generation coming up, that next little they got a long time. Them dudes young, so they got a lot of time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I figured that, because they seems like they're in different routes. I know that they were, they had negotiations at one upon a time, once upon a time. But yeah, now when you talked about the amateur experience and when you seen them spar, I believe they were amateurs if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they was young because they both turned pro young. So Abdullah, he was on the cusp of he didn't fight. He was young, but he was he already knew. I think he was gonna make that young transition to the pros, but he was already sparring with everybody that he could spar with in Vegas. So
And he's transitioning well as a pro.
real good. But Kid also, me and his manager good friends. So he brought him over to the gym, train with us in Devon. So they was both doing what the young guys should be doing. Coming to the gym, train with Devin Haney. They both got a chance to box Devin. That's when I was training Devin when he was younger. They both got a chance to get in the ring with him, get in the ring with each other, spar with some other guys, and that's why they at where they at right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, 100%, man. Cause there's way too much talent right now. And it seems to me that with like Turkey here involved, it seems like these guys can fight, sooner than later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can, but guys like them too. The negotiation when it's time for them to fight, I don't even think it'd be no backpedaling on the negotiation. It should be damn near the first offer. It'd damn near be like, all right, that's it. You gonna always counter the offer, but right now the little I think that's a big fight. That could be a big fight in some years down the line, like where they could probably get an 8-figure payday one day off of that. So yeah, now they probably get a million or two, maybe a little more, which is good. But I mean, they can get that anyway. Like they fight 2 times and probably get that.
Now they're talking more like 20 mil. Do you feel like that money's out there?
Who talking 20 mil?
The Schofields.
Nah, that's that. I mean, they. I ain't here to. I ain't here to. Dudes. You got to shoot for the stars, but I mean, 20 is like. Yeah, I'll say for both of them,
Tennis spot.
minimum. I'll say minimum 4 or 5. I'll do it because the loss wouldn't hurt anyway. Like they're young and somebody get an L. It's boxing. That
4 mil. That would be hard to
yeah, I would. I'm sure.
turn down.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Abdul and them, they probably just want it for whatever because they ain't fighting for money. Like I ain't saying they not, but I know them well. They fighting for the history and everything, and they really feel like can't nobody beat them. So they feel like they can beat Kid, and Kid probably feel the same way. But they got managers and fathers and all of that. It's a lot that come into play, but right now I just ain't the time though.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about him possibly fighting for that WBA vacant title against Lucas Body.
Who? Schofield?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what they talking about.
yeah, because he's ranked number two,
Is
and
that
Schofield's ranked
Lucas?
number one.
Did he knock out the young kid H2O?
Yep,
Oh yeah,
that's him.
he might. He could stop that dude. That's a good
Schofield could stop him.
tough, but yeah, yeah, that's like a good style for like style matchup. Yeah, I think he can beat him. I ain't gonna say stop because I ain't even really see dude like that, but Schofield got one thing about him and Abdullah. They young and they real young dudes like them, man. If they get you, you know, if you get caught slipping, they gonna get you out of there because they young. It could play against you too though, but I'm saying they got the advantage of having that young, like that fast react, like you know
Big
that
explosiveness.
hyper. They young, like so it could play against you and it could play in your favor too. I played in his favor with Farmer
Right.
because Farmer he who knows what would have happened if it went to distance. He you don't know what shit. We don't know whether he'd have won or lost. If you it benefit Farmer to go 10, 12 rounds, right? So little dude, Kid Austin, he took it straight to him off the bat. Cause you know the older fighter won a couple rounds to warm up and the so like I say, that played in his favor. So dudes like him and Abdullah, they can catch you slipping. They young and they coming out. But you know, now on this level, yeah, you gotta be patient and you know, it's a difference now. But yeah,
And it
I
must be,
opening some, you know, top tier talent.
and it must have spoke some volume because I remember you were supposed to fight Farmer a few times,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah,
you know how good he was, you know what I mean, as well.
yeah, for sure. And that but that was my plan, wasn't to do it fast, but I was gonna try to clip him though.
You was trying to clip him early.
Not early, but clip him. Like I wasn't, you know, I was gonna definitely, you know, try to clip him though. Like my intentions would have been to land something to try to clip him. But Tevin is a
Okay.
crafty fighter. Like he's still in it. Matter of fact, him and Cruz wouldn't be a bad fight. When we bring up names, because he that fight still wasn't. He got caught early, so him and Cruz is a good match too. Like if I would throw Cruz back in there with somebody like a Farmer, like in 2, 3 months, and then
He
get it.
would have got that. Yeah, he would have got those lessons.
Yeah, I would like to see yeah, Farmer even with like Abdullah versus Farmer. That'd be
Hmm.
Abdullah. Good name.
Abdullah and Farmer.
Former world champion, good name, get his boxing IQ up, get him a few of them fights. Yeah, once you get that kind of boxing education in the ring, that's what you need. It ain't no different than anything else. Like Cruz needed.
Hey, if you want to get the Schofields talking, Abdullah Mason should go fight Tevin Farmer because you know they gonna be talking.
Oh yeah, I wish you know we ain't bringing up we ain't bring up what's his name um Tank, but you know he out the picture. But I'm saying he would have been on the top level anyway against like a Shakur, even the Morataya. I would like to even see Tank versus Cruz, but Tank, you know, he gonna pick the matches that make the most sense on the business. So they don't even.
Hmm. Now I like the Morataya and Keyshawn fight. I like that fight. I think that
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah. I forgot about that because that was the fight I wanted to see. But now thinking about it, like you say, dude looked like he could be 140. So Keshan, yeah, they should make that. Yeah, that'd be a good fight to make next. Him versus Keshan.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
that'd
need
be
to see those type of fights.
yeah, Keshan, you know, he fighting Ortiz. Yeah, that's a good
That's
fight.
that, but that's another thing too. You know, we can't look past Ortiz as well. You know, because he's a live dog in there. You know, well, what do you think about that fight this week with Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn?
Oh, I got Keshan winning.
Oh, okay. Is it something that you feel like he's going to stop him, like he's
Oh,
saying it?
but we got to see which Ortiz come in though. He could fight. He got some tools. He could fight. He fast. He could move, and he got some heart. You know, he just I don't know. I ain't look close to see how his camps, like who train him. Do we switch trainers? It's something off with him to be had the talent that he got. It's something that's off to where he not
Yeah,
cap.
he has recently trained switched trainers, but he's back with the guy that he originally was with.
I didn't even know that, and I could tell in his style he kind of all
Yeah.
he looked like he.
He brought in a guy from Cuba and for 2 fights.
I see. I don't really like that for the pros. This ain't no knock, but that's more like the style that he need a little more pro seasoning. Like to me, he should have got like a old school pro training. Like that'd have been good for him. But he definitely could fight though. He could box. He could box and he could fight. So it's a good matchup. Like, I'm definitely them the who else fight on the card other because them the two that I want to see.
You
Sometimes
got Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington.
oh damn yeah he fighting for the belt too right? Oh
Yep, he's fighting Carlos Castro, and then
uh
you also got Carlos Adames is also fighting
oh
Ammo Williams.
wait who he fighting?
Ammo Williams.
Oh it's a good I know oh, okay yeah that's a good card then. Yeah okay damn yeah all right yeah that's but yeah I like that Keshan versus Ortiz match too though because I want to see how Keshan could win. Like what
Mm.
to do with Ortiz. But yeah, Ortiz, yeah, Ortiz, he probably, I don't know. He looked like he got the tools, but he gotta make the right decision on it looked like just from the outside looking in, this is my opinion. He need a solid trainer that he could stick with and hone his skills. Because if you moving around, you can't really get better like that. Because to me, even in my opinion, with Anthony Joshua, right? When he fought, I thought that him and Robert Garcia was a real good fit, but I don't think it was enough. He didn't have enough time. I think that if he would have been, if they looked like they meshed good, because Robert he know how to train a boxer, puncher. I'm just making an example. You got to know who fit. You
Yeah, I
got,
remember that.
yeah. Like I think that he should have probably
Then he
stayed
went with Derek James. It wasn't a good fit for one
with
fight.
Brown. He had like different trainers. If you stick with somebody, you got a chance to get better.
You
You
get
got
used to their combinations and their
all
routines.
all of that. You can't just one fight and then you got to see. So to me, Ortiz looked like the way he fight. He looked like that. Like he good, but it's like something off. He gotta But Keshan kind of know, even though he just switched. I don't know who he training with now, but he know his style ring though.
We that and that was the biggest thing, right? Is this is the same thing that's going on with Keyshawn. In this fight, he's switching trainers from Bomac, Hall of Fame status type of a trainer, and that whole team going right now with his, I guess, his older guys. A lot of people don't know who they are. Um, but he said that he's trained with them in the past as well.
Yeah, but see, one thing about Keyshawn is his style is what it is. Like he know his style. He like he still can got room for improvement, but he's smart. He kind of the way he fight, he know what he doing in the ring with his style. Like he more to me, like I would have picked him over Cruz hands down in the pro fight. I don't care how many times he beat him in the amateurs. 12-round fight, I'd have picked Keyshawn to win, but he still got room, but he know his style. It's like Shakur, he know his style already. He already, like Teofimo to me, it's another one. Hella skilled. Really, them two similar to me. Him and Ortiz. I think Teofimo more, elite, but I'm saying they kind of similar to me, like athletic, got speed, power, but they just you don't know what you're gonna see out of them in the ring or in which fight. But a dude like Teo, if he had the right trainer that he worked with for a minute, a solid, because he got the tools, but you just messing up the chessboard if you just keep on. You got to settle down. If you look at most of the old school fighters and the greats, that like Floyd, he only had either Senior or Roger, but Roger Senior taught Roger. He learned all that shit from Senior, so you was basically still getting the same thing. The greats, the James Tonys, the ones that everybody watching, they didn't keep moving around. You gotta know who fits you, and that come from them teachings that's gonna benefit you in the ring. Like if when you see fighters at their best, that's what it is. Like Bomac and Terrence, he didn't keep moving around. He had his whole little crew. They know Terrence. I gave out free Jews to some of these young cats that keep on moving around. You just messing that chessboard up,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
you know who is who. You got to do your homework and know who some of these trainers even came up under. Because a lot of these dudes be frauds for real. Like they don't even be knowing because some of these dudes young,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't know who is who. You got to really know your homework and know where dudes came from too. That's important. That's the most important thing in the game. Who train you?
Yeah. Where what tutelage are you from?
Who me?
Yeah, you know that's where it all comes down to. You,
Oh,
you're the you're the Mayweathers and Crunk, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
you
Anybody
know,
want to know their education? It's like you ain't gonna just get a law degree without saying where you gonna get it from. Oh, I'm gonna go to
hmm
Harvard. Go to not just I'm gonna just do this at home. I'm gonna just see in boxing, in football, basketball, any other sport. You got to be qualified. You ain't just finna walk up and coach the Lakers out of nowhere. So a lot of these young dudes need to know and go to some credible people and ask questions because then the sport gonna be better. You might put another 3, 4 careers, 3 more years, 4 more years in your career just by having the right trainer. Like it got a mesh, but I'm saying now to me that's the most imbalance that I could see in boxing. It's the worst level of teachers that I ever saw in boxing. Like I appreciate a lot of dudes that was around the gym when I was coming up. Now that I see what's around now, I expect some of the dudes that I wouldn't even have looked at. And when I was coming up, all the goats was around. So now I look at regular dudes that I thought was Joe Schmoes. I'm like, damn, he know more than all these
they
dudes.
they would do good at this
Oh,
time.
these dudes don't even know the basics for real now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so to me, that's the fighters need to ask questions. Is this your career? So you gotta know who. Even if you go to an older fighter, they might give you some game like, oh, for your style, try these couple dudes out. Versus just keep moving around or just let a dude tell you something and then you just train with them. Then stuff be off. Then you got to switch and keep switching.
And we after the Haney fight, Brian Norman, he switched his head trainer. He's not training with his father as far as the lead trainer is concerned. But he still be working with his pops. But yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people taking that head trainer role and pushing it right off of a loss sometimes. What would you say about that?
Yeah, you can't blame the trainer all the time. That's the bad. That's the hard part and the crazy part about being a trainer is like it ain't like you gonna get all the credit, but if the L come, you definitely gonna get. Sometimes is credible though, but what Norman sometimes people do know they already had them doubts before the loss happened. Then sometime when the L happened, it's like, dang, I had the doubts as it is. That's his father, so it's kind of it's a sticky situation.
Slippery slope.
Yeah, having a father and them falling out. Your dad, he a young man, so it's like he on the cuffs to where he don't want to hurt his father's weird. He don't want to hurt his father's feelings and you don't want to fall out with him and all of that. But to me, you just gotta do what's best for the kid. So even if Norman know, like, dang, I ran out of game, I ran out of knowledge. Let me do what's best for my son. Only things it might be hard if you can't have an ego because it's gonna be hard to step down. If it's gonna be hard to step down if you not you gotta fully be there for your son and what's best for him because like it could be a sticky situation though because sometimes it had been to where fathers in boxing like still look at their sons as babies, like because it's a fighting sport. So it's almost like you taking my son away from me, like you finna adopt my son, damn near. That's how some fathers look at like Derrick James finna adopt Brian Norman as a father. Like, nah, he is trainer. It's a separate thing. So you got to know how to be like, he gonna tell him this, tell him that. You know, he got to see him as a young adult and let him do his thing and just support him. because it could be hard because some of these dudes probably it could be a good thing and a bad thing protection wise because you got to think when these fathers seeing these fighters, they looking at them probably as a little kid, so they protection is different. They don't want to see him hurt because they probably not thinking of the grown, like the grown version of Brian Norman. He probably thinking of the kids still. So he you could be overprotective of him a little bit. So you got to kind of balance that out a little bit. This
Eh,
dude's back. Huh?
What about say this, right? Say he wants to get back active. Say he wants to fight in March. You know, could that be dangerous? Knowing that you're putting someone that doesn't necessarily know you, putting them in that head role that your father was at. You know what I mean? Your father knows you best. You guys have chemistry, but he knows who you are. He's been there since the beginning. You guys achieved all this till now.
No, I think it ain't dangerous. I just think they just got to know how to work together. That's the
And in the same time, it's like no offense, but Derek James's track record lately ain't the hottest either.
Yeah, but you're gonna take your wins and losses in this game because
True.
you could have trained with anybody else and still lost. So that's what I say. It's a crapshoot. It's a hard. That's the hard. That's
It's
the part.
better to have that person that has the
It's hard
experience.
trainer that you got to be willing to eat. Because if Brian Norman would have beat Devin, they could have been like, oh, Mickey Bay, he came in and boom, boom, boom. Like, that's just what you got to be willing to accept. You got to go to, but you still want to go to the plate. You don't want to go up to bat and not be prepared mentally.
Hmm.
Parents say, all right, I brought Derek James, got experience. He didn't brought up Earl Spence. They all from Texas. He the best in Texas. He didn't brought up Earl Spence and all these dudes. He didn't had all them other cats. So I would rather have the experience in my corner, at least along with his father, if that worked. If it's, I don't know, you
Yeah.
still in there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all gonna be on senior, really. He gonna have to be able to fall back and not feel no kind of way. That's gonna be the main thing, in my opinion. Is if he like, all right, I like what he doing with my son. Like, then that's gonna be the thing. It ain't gonna be no problem because I know that's how I would be if my son was older and he doing something and he looking good and he improving. Sure, I'm gonna be just happy that this is my son. I'm
To
still a
see the improvements, yeah.
Orman could have said, "Hey, pop, sit down." He ain't have to keep him in. He might have did that just off sympathy for real. He probably was like, man, I don't want to hurt my father. He loved his dad. That's his pops. Which his father might be a good trainer, like especially for him. Anybody know their son. So or it could be a thing like, all right, he got his dad. That's his confidence. Is his father. Like I say, with
Sometimes you tell him the message that you really want because he's gonna believe it because it's you versus me or vice versa. I don't know. You know.
yeah, exactly. So my thing is, yeah, it could work. It could work. The egos just gotta, they gotta look at the greater good, the big picture.
Yeah. What do you think about the main event with Shakur Stevenson and Teal? It's been heating up. More interviews.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's I got to catch some of it. Matter of fact, today, but today or the boy before the fight, I watched some stuff. But I ain't gonna lie, that's man. I take my hat off to Shakur for taking this. Like it's a risky fight that he walked into, but this one to where him winning, you can't. It ain't no excuses. Like it's no excuses if he win. You can't even say Tio look bad. We know Tio can fight. He a proven fighter. Like so, him beating Teofimo is the most credible win that he could have got, in my opinion. 140 and down, number one credible win that he could get in boxing. So I give him
For
this credit
sure.
for shutting the critics up and going straight to it.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about guys like him and Devin Haney. They gonna fight the best is there to offer. You can't fight who ain't gonna step up and take it. So I wasn't blaming, you can't blame dudes when people there and they ain't fighting them, but we wanted Norman. Norman was the best at 47. We was the underdog. We took him. Shakur stepping up in weight. and taking on, to me, the most dangerous fight that he could have took, style wise too, not just because Tio can fight, but if you just gave me a cherry pick on the style, I would say Tio. The way that he fight, he got that style, like he know how to fight them kind of fighters. Like he a dangerous dude against, and when he hot, he hot. Like he like a crapshoot, Tio. Sometimes he off, but he be off against different kind of fighters though, which is weird. Like he fight boxers real well, like Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. He gave them. Did he get? Yeah, he beat. Well, no, not Loma first loss. Did he beat? Was he the first one to beat Taylor?
No, no, Taylor. Oh yeah, Taylor was undefeated. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so, so even with that fight, and my brother told me to bet on T.O. He like, man, T.O. gonna beat Josh Taylor. I sat back on him. I don't know. It's a toss up because T.O. be kind of on hot and cold, but he know how to fight a boxer. T.O. a certain kind of boxer. So that's why I say with Shakur, the style is good for both of them. It's just who on point, like who on point that night, because they both got the style. Like if T.O. beat Shakur, I wouldn't be surprised. Like even though I picked Shakur to win, T.O. is a real good fighter that can fight that style, but he got to be on to fight it. See, with Shakur, he don't fight. His off day, he still know how to fight. Like Shakur can win. Just he know how to just win without it looking impressive. He know how to beat you. That's the difference with them two. Like he can go into the ring and just beat you. T.O. got to look good to win almost. Like if he fight a top guy, he can't slip and still beat the top guy. I think that's the difference in the fighters, that Shakur is like more, he know his style and he know how he gonna fight and what he gotta do to win. If T.O. look like the kind of dude that gotta have his rhythm hit, that swagger gotta be there. But if it's there though, if it's there, it's 50-50.
Like
If
when they say when Gordo shows up, he's different. Yeah. So you're a betting man, and obviously they're favoring Shakur in this fight. Is there like safe to say putting a wager on Tio wouldn't be too bad?
No, not at all. Oh, not at all. If there's any fight you gonna just take a crapshoot, oh yeah, it's Teofimo. Oh, when I seen dude was plus 225, Morataya,
Yeah.
let me go. Oh, let me put that in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, yeah, let me put that one in. Win, lose, or draw. I wouldn't have been mad if I lost. But it was one of them fights to where when you want to get that, what's T.O. probably about plus what? What is he?
Tio in this one. Let me check it. But go on what you were saying while I'm looking for it. While this is loading up.
Yeah, I want to see what the odds is, because to me, if you gonna try to get a plus money win, yeah, you could bet on. Like I got Shakur winning the fight, but if somebody said they betting on Tio, I ain't gonna talk them out of it. I put
Tio's
it.
plus 250.
That's something that, yeah, if you a betting man, then yeah, that's something that's 250 is something that's worth. It's that close of a fight though, to where you could put it on that. I'm sure that fight going the distance probably minus 800 or something, huh?
Distance. Yeah. Plus, nah, it's like plus 700.
No, it ain't
No,
plus,
my bad. Minus
minus,
minus 210.
huh?
Minus 210.
Wait, what's minus 210? Just to fight?
Shakur by decision.
Oh, Shakur. No, I meant just to fight to go the distance. Period.
Over.
That's probably gonna be high.
Yeah. Can't find the over.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be high anyway. Because to me, I think that's gonna come down to. I think it's gonna be similar to this fight we saw Saturday, but as far as like, it ain't gonna look like that, but it's gonna be competitive like that, to where,
Over minus 800 HOD
yeah,
said.
something like that. So that's hard to bet. You have to parlay. You have to parlay. Like I would have parlayed that over with the over that just happened. Because I knew both of them gonna be some tight fights, like a distance fight. I don't see neither
Mm-hmm.
stopping each other. So I think if you would have bet the over with the wait, hold on now. You got I would say put Keshan with the over of that fight is the best bet to me. If you just want to bet
Mm-hmm.
safest bet, I would say to parlay them two together. Keshan winning. What's Keshan to win?
I think he's what, minus 400. Keyshawn. Keyshawn's minus 600.
Yeah, see, if you put them two together,
Jermaine's plus 400.
yeah. See, yeah, that's but no, it ain't a bad bet. Teofimo. I like Shakur by decision.
What are the chances of Jermaine Ortiz with the plus 400? That's some money right there.
Yeah, it is, but I don't really see it.
You
I could see him making it a competitive fight, but like I say, just the inconsistency. Like he just ain't consistent. Like I like him as a fighter. He definitely could fight. You know, he got speed, power. But I don't know where he at right now because I don't know what he fought. You know, I just seen him be real competitive, but I don't know.
if say Keyshawn's head's not in it, right? Completely in it. And this is Keyshawn's real test as a pro right now as well. He hasn't had a bigger test than Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz has been tested as a professional. Keyshawn hasn't. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
hold on, who did Keyshawn fight? He fought.
The best opponent that I think he's fought was probably a Naria Albright.
He fought him. Little dude was all right. Did he fought for the title? The Ukrainian.
Barichek,
He,
I think Jermaine could stop him.
yeah, that was kind of tailor made, but yeah, because he came up in weight too. I think.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did. He did come up in weight. He
yeah,
did.
yeah, I think.
Him
But
and Navarrete went and moved up for that fight.
yeah, so I like to me the conditioning gonna matter with Ortiz. Cause to me he get winded sometimes. If he could be in 12 round shape, it'd be a good fight. Cause he'd be doing his thing and I see him fade. Cause sometimes he moved too much. Like he'd move, cause I think was it Teofimo that he fought? Where he was giving him a good wasn't that a tight fight kinda?
It was I felt like Jermaine won the fight,
Yeah, but
but
all right, that was the fight then I'm talking about. He moved too much. He could have won that fight.
he didn't move a lot though.
He moved a little too much. Now you could move. It's just the way that you move.
Yeah.
See, it's
Yeah,
the way
he didn't take like 2 seconds to fight
that
at all.
the Cuban coach was a smart pick. This ain't no knock. I'm just saying they style. It ain't fit for him because he need to slow down a little bit in box. Not saying that they can't do that, but they got that different kind of. But no, oh yeah, but to me the fight gonna matter what kind of shape he in. Because Keyshawn be in shape and he know how to fight them late rounds. He didn't been fighting. He been fighting them rounds for a minute. He kind of moved kind of fast. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a good fight though, because Keyshawn don't really throw a lot of punches. Dude kind of throw volume a little bit. That's a good matchup though.
It is a good matchup. You also got Xander Zayas fighting Abass for unification in Puerto Rico the same day.
Yeah, I gotta watch dude. I ain't see his opponent, but Zayas could fight. He throw a lot of punches, be in great shape. So I pick him kind of to win with my eyes closed, but I gotta look at the guy he fighting. But me knowing Top Rank, they smart, so I'm sure they take. You say he fighting in Puerto Rico,
Hmm.
yeah. So I'm sure they gonna, make sure it's a tough fight, but to keep Zayas winning.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's gonna be good for Xander because he's gonna be, I think, one of the youngest unified champions.
Oh, it's a unification.
Yeah.
Oh, where dude from he fighting? I gotta go watch him.
Forget where he was from. Chat, let me know where Abass is from.
I know it's all these fights. You about to? I'm going to the book. I got to go to the sports book as soon as we get off.
Yeah, he looks African, but he's from Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to go. I got to check them out. But yeah, I ain't know it was all these fights this week.
Yeah, well, and you even got that the IBF champion at 54 fighting Josh Kelly. Uh, the Boogeyman.
Who the favorite in that one?
Shit, it should be Bakram. Bakram is what his name is.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, so I know it was
who
all.
the who the favorite in that one is?
What the fights on? What's Shakur and Tio? Is that on the zone?
Yep,
So
yep.
uh
It'll be the zone pay per view.
so what's that?
Bakram is a minus 300 against Josh Kelly.
Yeah, Josh Kelly could box, but Bakram he fought Virgil, right? He
Bakram is the one that stopped Tim Zoo.
and he dropped. Did he drop Virgil? Who was that gave Virgil the tough fight?
That was somebody else. That was I forget his name. These guys be having some wild names.
Oh, okay. Yes. Hey, that just show you how styles make fights, though. Cause you see,
Starts with an S.
yeah, he was one of them dudes from over there, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Boachuk. Sergey Boachuk.
I
That was who you're talking
think
about.
name sounds similar. Him and the guy that's fighting Josh Kelly. I I I watched Josh Kelly in glimpses. I know he's slick, got some speed, and he's slick, but I don't know if
Olymp, he was a former Olympian as well.
take credit. But remember, I don't care. But Olympian sometimes could be a downfall.
Yeah, but remember he got knocked out by what? David Navanesian?
Yeah, that can happen though. But I got to really watch. I got to watch both of them. But from what I'm thinking, I got the other guy. Yeah, I got the other dude from what I'm thinking. Yeah, especially if he beat you say he stopped Tim. Yeah, he stopped Tim too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I probably got that. Yeah, dang, I gotta. Yeah, some good fights this week. So what they fighting on?
It's all Saturday. I think the
Uh,
Josh Kelly fight with Bakram's gonna be early.
so they both on the zone.
Yeah, it's gonna be the zone. Where I forget where Top Rank's gonna be.
See, that's the only thing that need to change in boxing. They need to fight. It need to be easier to catch these fights. It's
Yeah, I
too.
think.
They need to keep it a little easier to like. We should both know what station is going to be on. Like what.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I think they're doing like a Top Ranks Classics. I don't know where they're gonna be holding it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like having all these fights on one day. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but it is what it is. I guess we all gonna have to stay up late. What they say in Tubi for Top Rank.
So all right. So Shakur and Teofimo, they fight in New York. So
Yep, Xander's on Tubi. That's what I heard before. I just didn't know if it was true. So Tubi.
no, that's real. Shit, long
I
as he
heard I heard about it. I heard, but then I was
paid.
actually looking at Top Rank's Instagram. They were saying something different though.
Um. Uh. What I was gonna say. So Shakur and Teofimo, when did that telecast start? Probably about like 9 East Coast time. Cause them four
Yeah,
fights right.
yeah, yeah. It is on Tubi. Um, Top Rank event will be starting at 5:30 p.m. ET. Main event approaches around 10 p.m.
Oh
Available live in the U.S. Top Rank's classic channel on Roku, Tubi.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, it's a lot of fights then this weekend.
Yeah, and then the zone, obviously, with Kelly. And then we got that pay-per-view. The pay-per-view with the ring. So shit. We got a hell of a lot of fights this week, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's some good matchups. Yeah, it's some good matchups.
Shit. And then Boots and Virgil, man. And this situation with Oscar De La Hoya, lawsuit action, you know, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like that's happening either. That's the fight that Boots really needed was Virgil.
Um, yeah, it looked like Virgil stepped to the plate. Like,
Yeah, by taking action with the lawsuit.
yeah, so I'm sure Oscar, I don't see why not. If Virgil won it, that's a big money fight. And that's definitely, one of the top fights I would want to see.
Yeah, I was listening to a interview with Abass. He thinks that Virgil would beat him.
You said who think that?
Abass, the WBA champion, he feels like Virgil could beat what you call it, Boots Ennis.
I mean, that's the purpose. I mean, we want 50, like we don't want to see one where everybody on one side. That's what make it a good fight. When you kind of know who gonna win and it gotta be an upset, then them the fights I barely watch. I like to see fights where either if the fighter just got hella talent or it's a good matchup. If not, I don't even watch. Yeah, I watch if it's like a good matchup. Like even that, like I say, Saturday I made sure I got home for that. For the Morataya and the I got home for that one.
Mm.
Matter of fact, I even bought because I forgot my login for the zone. I bought a whole new subscription to see it.
Oh, you bought the pay-per-view, the what do they call it? The MVP package? The
Yeah, but I already got an account, but I forgot my info got erased or something. I remember my info because I got another TV and all of that. But I'm saying that fight was that a matchup to where I'm like, damn, I just got to go ahead and get another subscribe again on another one. So them
yeah,
the I like the Keshan verse dude.
the ultimate package.
Um, even the Carrington fight, he going up for a belt, so that's a good fight. Um, that sound like a good fight. That Josh Kelly and dude,
Hmm.
yeah, that sound like a good one too.
They were also talking about, when we talked about Floyd Schofield, they were also rumors talking about him possibly fighting Lamont Roach. What do you think about that matchup?
Oh, I forgot about Lamont Roach. Him
Yeah,
and Cruz. Lamont Roach versus Cruz. Hands down. Y'all forgot about that. Put them two together.
that would be.
Nah, that's the one right there. I forgot about Lamont Roach. Put that together. Two, put that together. That's a good one. That's a real good. But I like that too, though. I like Kid versus Roach. If I was managing Roach, I wouldn't do it. I mean, if I was managing I would kind of wait for Kid to fight him, get a little more experience.
Hmm.
I like Roach versus Cruz out of anybody. When you name a good match for Cruz, that's the fight I like right there. Because if he could beat Roach, considering what Roach did with Tank, like that'll shoot him right back up there.
Yeah.
Great fight right there. Them two. That's a 50-50 matchup because of the styles. That's a good fight.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm
And
very excited for this week's fights with Tio and Shakur.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now
I
that's
think it hyped me up to see Shakur, that when he went to the fights this Saturday, he went to go see his cousin Zay, and then he didn't stay for the rest of the fights. He probably went back to doing what he needed to go do. That's a lot of focus.
That's why I give him the edge, man, because he eat and sleep boxing. He eat and sleep boxing. You got a few young guys like that, man, and they hard to beat. Like I mentioned before, dudes like him, Devin, Boots, Benavidez. You gotta, it's probably more, but I'm saying some of these other dudes, they don't eat and sleep it. So that's why I'm saying Tio gonna have to be on point.
Yeah. Shit. David Benavidez is fighting Zordo Ramirez, going up to cruiserweight.
Yeah, it's a good fight just because it's a good accolade. I got him, of course, beating dude, but him and that dude, what's his name, Opatai? That'd be a good, that'd be a good match. Him and Benavidez. Cause I seen dude, he looked like a heavyweight. I seen him in Vegas, and he looked like full fledged heavyweight when I seen him.
He looks big.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't fighting though. This is just him, just regular. Like I seen him out here, and he looked like a heavyweight. Like he damn near looked bigger than Usyk. Like as far as like muscle mass, I don't know what how his height. He looked like he about Usyk height, but he was huge.
I mean, Usyk was a big cruiserweight as well.
Yeah, he looked like that too, dude. Opatai. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him. I mean, I would like to see him with Baval and dude first, Baval and
Better
better.
beef.
Yeah, I like to see him fight them first. But yeah, I like all of them fights. I think Better BF could go up and probably fight an Opatai. He's strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
I still
Mm-hmm.
name too though. I would like to see Baval versus David Morrell. Style wise. Style wise, him and Morrell was like that's a I ain't gonna say 50-50, but it's close.
Because they're like the same size.
Yeah, and dude could box. Like Morrell is a C. He
Morel will try to get in the inside, do some body attack, while
yeah,
Bevo trying to keep it on the outside.
yeah. See, it's all about hunger and it's all about
And Morel's a southpaw too, so he might be able to cancel.
I don't think so. Dudes like Bavard, they didn't seen that. I just like that they both boxers and they skill, but dude can fight Morrell. Like he fought Benavidez a good fight. But like I told you, I had Benavidez hands down. That was the E like for me. Like same thing with this Cruz. Like I hands down, I had them two. That's a tough American pro style for them Cubans to go up against that early until they get their experience up.
Right.
But I like Morrell though. I think him and Bivol should fight. If they don't fight, if Bivol don't fight Benavidez or Better BF, then them two should be fighting.
Mm.
Like now, say he was the underdog, Morrell. That's a fight like a T.O. versus Shakur where you could throw something on Morrell depending on his hunger. Cause some of them dudes, I don't know what it is. Like, they get that money, sometimes that hunger leave. But
Yeah, that's
them
true.
dudes with all of them from different. They more focused and disciplined.
Yeah, like the money don't move them too much.
Yeah, dudes on this western side of the world, they ain't as disciplined. Like as far as how they live and all of that. They ain't this whole little side of the world. We probably got better talent, but we don't our fighters ain't as disciplined though.
Why is that? You think more distractions?
And the hip hop culture.
The hip hop culture.
It ain't blaming it, but I'm saying you gotta know how to not because we all come up in the streets, we all like this and that, but you gotta know how to put it to the side. Like that's why I named the cats that I named, like Devin, Shakur, and Boots and dudes like that. They stick to boxing first. A lot of dudes, once you give them some money, they gonna go crazy. You gotta know how to separate the two. You could have your little fun, but everything got to center around boxing. And then they come up poor. I can't blame some of them dudes that come from Cuba because there it's a little different. They just now they laws is different. But so when they come here to America, they mostly living in Vegas or Miami. Miami and Vegas both. When you move here, it's like handing dudes a rope. You either gonna hang yourself or you just gonna toss the rope because everything that you could do is in these cities. Like you could it could make you or break you. Like Vegas could be beautiful for boxing because it's the capital of boxing. This is you got all the gyms, the sparring, the training. But at the same time, you got the women, the drugs, and the gambling, all that 24/7 every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm talking about right now. If a dude decide whether they want to do good or bad here, oh, it's gonna happen. You ain't gonna not find. And Cuba is structured, so when them dudes leave and come here, and they got millions or they got hundreds of thousands, and the temptation is what a lot of dudes on this side of the world got a hard time at dodging that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Who else you working with, Mickey? Last
Uh
time I seen you, you was doing some pad work with a little white boy on the beach.
oh yeah, that's my little dude right there. Yeah, me and this yeah, he a little kid, man. He gonna be a cold little white boy. I ain't saying this as a racial slur. We always joke like that, you know. His father from the hood, so we talk like that because his father would say, "Man, look, like we ain't fight. We gonna be the coldest white boy." He's slick little dude. He only 12. Yeah, so I get a chance to, he live in Phoenix, but yeah, I get a chance to touch him a little bit. Little TGT, the golden ticket, the Irish monster.
Little young Caleb Plant.
Yeah, we trying to be better though. Yeah, Cable nice though. He holding the torch right now in America. For the slick, the slick vanilla chocolates.
Yeah.
Yeah, for respect though, because we all joke. But ain't no different than Tiger Woods being in golf. If you stand out in golf, Tiger wouldn't have been that big if he was a white guy. Let's be real. Like you got Phil Mickelson and all of them, Serena and Venus. If they wouldn't have been as big in tennis if they wasn't black. So boxing, if you was slick good from America, see the Usyk and them different. They all them white dudes cut different over there. They barely. That's a whole different dynamic. We talking about white Americans that grew up in America, the white boys. It's you could be. It's special when we get the white, the good white fighters that's from America. Is something special.
Mhm. Mhm. Shoot. Look at people in the comments. They don't want to see Pacquiao and Devin. I don't know. I think once the fly is out, I think people will get excited for it.
Hey, to get somebody in the ring. We wanted young Rogue. We wanted Rolly. That'd have been a good fight. We want. Hey, we waiting on. We want Ryan. Hey, let's if Ryan win and let's see what happens. But I mean, we don't want to sit around. No, we'd rather fight. We'd rather fight somebody. Why not fight the legend? That's like a dude being able to fight Floyd Mayweather. If Terrence would have, you think if Floyd wouldn't have came, if said I want to fight you, Terrence, you think Terrence wouldn't have fought Floyd Mayweather? Come on, you get to fight Floyd. Like, I mean, that's just a name that you got to take. But hey, we'll see what happens. We want to fight. So ain't nobody knocking on the door. So we wanted Rolly. We wanted the other guy. What was his name? The other champion out of somewhere over there.
Lewis Crocker.
Yeah, we wanted them. Like who else? We want. Hey, but I'm just sitting back. Like I said, I ain't even. I heard it like y'all heard it on the internet. I ain't. We ain't talk about it or nothing. I'm just ready to do my job. Whoever we fight to get them ready.
Yeah, man. Cause it wasn't. We seen that Lewis Crocker was talking about wanting to fight Devin, but then it seems like there's change of plans, and he might be fighting Liam Paro.
Oh, dude is
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we want to stay in the ring, so it makes sense. Like to get because we don't know if him and Ryan might not fight to the end of the year if Ryan win. So we'd rather at least get back in there, early summer or something like that.
What do you think about Ryan and Barrios? Who do you think wins that fight?
I mean, hands down, Ryan way better. He's just one of them dudes too that's like up and down. You don't know where his head at. Talent wise, Ryan is one of the best in the game as far as just pure talent. But like I say, he a wild card. It's a crapshoot. When he fought Rolly, he threw what a handful of punches. He damn near still could have won the fight, Rolly. But I mean, I'm hoping that he stopped. I think he might stop. Uh, um, dude though. I think probably Ryan by knockout. If he hungry, if he at least 60-70% of what he should be, then he should get it. But we don't know.
Shoot. You know, now that we talked about, Pacquiao and Devin, how do you feel like the fight would have played out if it does happen?
Oh, we definitely gonna make him rethink boxing again.
Mm,
We're like, all right, Pat, you did great.
we got to pack it up.
Yeah, pack it up. Or I ain't gonna lie, I think he could still win another belt because I think they cheated him out of his legacy. Think about it, he'd have been number 2 or 3 of all time of winning at his age. He'd either been beat Foreman. I think Foreman number 2. Bernard, he'd have been right behind Bernard or Foreman. So to me, they stole. He should have had that when they called that a draw. So I say, yeah, but we definitely ain't even gonna be close though. It'd be entertaining because Manny is Manny. He's still, like I say, that he got that thunder, he got the speed and the experience. So it's still we wouldn't I wouldn't take him lightly. I'm gonna put it to you like that because the old school saying go, man. Every great fighter got one more in him.
Mm.
Where in his mind he could say, I'm about to give it all I got, and that's it. This is my last fight. I'm about to give it my all. And he could come in and look like the same Manny that fought. They thought that Broner and Thurman was going. He beat both of them. He think about it. He handed Thurman his first loss out of everybody he fought. He handed him his first loss in his 40s. Like who would have thought that? So, but yeah, we're smoking for sure. But
Yeah, you're
I
right. Broner was the favorite to win, right, in that fight.
Thurman definitely was. Thurman,
Hmm.
or he gonna stop Manny. He 40 some years old. Blah. That's what I say. The age don't fight. The fighter fight. Manny could take this one fight and say, man, he gonna give it his all fighting Devin. He gonna turn it all the way up. And then he not rusty. He not coming off no 3-4 year layoff or 5 year. He came off a long layoff with Barrios and still won. So I think it's a good fight to make, especially for Dad to get back in the ring and put that legend on his resume. It makes sense to me.
And then
Fight of Manny Pacquiao, I ain't turning that down.
right. And then when we seen Ryan face to face with Barrios, Barrios was seemed like he was a bigger guy than Ryan. I mean, how do you feel like that fares for Ryan? I mean, we never really seen Ryan's normally the bigger guy in there.
Yeah, you talking about a dude to 6 feet. Oh, well, Ryan, it ain't. I mean, Ryan just got to be Ryan. Like I say, with him, you just don't know where his head at. Like he one of them dudes. Like if him and Devin fight, yeah, he gonna get all the way up. That's why I say even with Manny, he know fighting Devin, he gonna turn it up a few notches, and then they know that. Like we know Roach well, and we train at his gym when we in LA. So Roach
Yeah,
he is training and everything. We train at his gym in LA, so he know what time it is. So they ain't gonna take the fight lightly.
yeah, yeah. When once I heard, it, I'm like, yeah, they definitely know each other. They know their people. So if Bill's gonna make sure he gets a hold of Sean Gibson.
Yeah, we want to stay active though, anyway. So it makes sense. We couldn't get the other 2 champions in the ring. People need to be questioning why Crocker and Rowley ain't want to do a unification. Yeah,
Right.
5 minutes though before I got to bounce.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, people in the comments were saying, hey, Barrios looks locked in, for this fight.
Yeah, see, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't see nothing yet.
HLD, thank you for the two-piece. Devin Haney, aka Senior Citizen Abuser. Damn, so they think that that's nasty work.
But so answer me this, right? Who you thought won, Manny or Barrios?
I thought Manny won.
So what is Ryan then for fighting Barrios? Listen,
Shit.
listen. People said this against Kelly Pavlik versus Bernard Hopkins. No, Kelly was undefeated. Remember, he ran through Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard twice. He beat all of them dudes. Man, Bernard beat him at 45, 46 years old. He beat Kelly easy. And then he kept winning. And then he beat all of them other dudes and won the title at 49. some certain dudes just special. Manny is one of them special dudes. So it ain't like if we training for Manny, we gonna be more on point than we was for Norman for real.
Because losing to Manny at this age would be
Man, listen, we got more. We
devastating.
if anything, we the ones that got the pressure, but shit, we fight the experience. We fight the experienced legend that's gonna try to change the fight with one punch. He gonna try to hurt Devin Haney. He ain't going in there like, oh, I'm about to beat him in the decision. Nah, he gonna try to clean him.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. Like people know when they look back, they'll be like, "Yeah, he was 46," but like you said, you're facing a legend though. At the end of
You're
the day,
a legend in the fighter. You're not putting their IDs by each other and saying, all right, if that's the case, who could beat Usyk? Usyk 40 or 41 years
is
old.
he or is he 36? Is he
Uh,
39, 36, 30,
Look it up.
39?
So basically 40, damn near.
Yeah,
So look
40.
at icing everybody. I don't hear nobody in their 20s knocking on their door to fight him. Why not? Nobody in their 20s was knocking on their door to fight Terrence. Why not? Nobody was doing it with the Lomas and the Devin's hardest fight was Loma. Loma was what 36 or something. He was at his peak. Like I'm telling you, fighting them older dudes is still dangerous because they smart. So Manny, he not going in there to just had no boxing match with Devin. He a boxer, but he gonna try to clip us.
Yeah,
You think he ain't gonna be in there? He gonna sit back and just box. No, he gonna try to knock us out to the end. I think it's gonna be a great fight.
for sure, for sure, man. Mickey, really appreciate your time, man, for coming on, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Talk after the fight this Saturday.
Sounds good, my man. Appreciate you. Oh, wait a minute. Another HLD. Thank you for the two-piece. Dev versus Gamboa, Linares, Regis, Loma, and Pacquiao. All 35 plus.
Pete. That's Pete. Terrence Crawford, 38. Who so you ain't saying nothing about saying you fighting the dude at his most dangerous point. I listen, when we went into this Norman fight, you know the biggest advantage I said that we had? His age.
He was too young.
Dude, yeah, I'm like, ain't no dude that like he ain't fighting the Loma and the dudes around their age where they at their very peak is the harder dude to fight. Guaranteed. Ain't nobody in the game beating Terrence right now at 38 years old. Ain't nobody beating Usyk at that age, 39. Anyway, as a small guy, how old is he? He over 30. You
Hmm.
when the dude no different than what's his name? Canelo. Could no dude do nothing with him in their 20s. It took a smaller 38-year-old to go up and beat him. Think about that. So that them days is over with. Yeah, them days over.
Freddie, thank you for the two-piece. Who wins? Polanco versus Tiger Johnson.
Yeah, I ain't never seen Polanco. I seen a little bit on him, but it's a good fight. They should make the match. But yeah, that's a good matchup.
You
But yeah, I got
seen?
to roll now though. But I love to see that.
All right, my brother. Appreciate your time, man.
All right.
Stay blessed. Have a good night. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'm gonna be back tomorrow morning with another one. Probably like mid-afternoon. Just got a little tired right now and I gotta go do some more shoveling because this snow out here in New England just keeps going. Like I don't know wherever y'all from, I don't know if y'all got hit with the storm, but we got hit. We got smacked. Salute to the New England Patriots. Yes, that's right. We going to the Super Bowl. That's right. Denver, you already know. Good game, but not good enough. Appreciate you guys for tapping in once again. God bless and on to the next. And also subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Become a member of the channel so you guys can go check out all the live shows waiting for me to drop a video from day to day. A lot of people been asking me, "Hey Mills, we got to be a member to watch all the videos." No, you just got to wait a little bit until I get to editing and them all. But if you want to become a member and support the channel, you can go watch them live straight up. But once again, love, peace, and chicken grease.